Greetings and hallucinations, everybody. Jonathan here in the beautiful land of Bali, Indonesia, land of ceremony, land of incredible people, culture, nature, food, yoga, and really great surfing. And I'm here at the yoga barn right now, just enjoying a beautiful morning. And I woke up this morning at like 5 a.m. The sun was rising, and I'm staying up in this like tower that overlooks the rice fields. And I swear to God, it's like a Rapunzel tower. It's like the spiraling staircase that goes up to the top. And I'm up there in this room by myself. It's pretty cool. And just really went into a powerful meditation this morning where I just cut the crap. I cut out the noise. I cut out my mind. I've got a big workshop this week coming up with the Ecstatic Awakening retreat that's happening in Bali this week. Super excited. And whenever you do a big presentation and you got a big group of people, there's a sense of anxiety that can arise. And the way that I've always worked to cut through anxiety and any fear is through meditation, making that leap from medication to meditation. Because a lot of times there's experiences in our life when we are faced with a situation that can be scary and give you anxiety and cause you to step back. You take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and cause us to go back to those old patterns, those old belief systems, that BS they call it, the belief system of our old self. And I've been actively working to recreate and redesign my neural circuitry for my new self, my future self, and to be embodied in that inner state of power and oneness with one of those infinite potentials that exists in our future. And one of those, and infinite amounts of those, I am standing in my power. I'm focused. I'm clear-minded. I'm tuned into my intuition. I'm leading from my heart. I'm tuned in to the energy rather than getting caught up in the mental chatter of the ego and the past and the fear, right? And so this works for all of us, because I believe that from the moment that we get up, from the moment we get up out of bed, it's like our mind is going to start running. We're going to go into a state of fight or flight, and our sympathetic nervous system is going to fire up, and it's going to say, okay, it's time to go, it's time to think, I got to get my coffee, and I got to run to work, or I got to start doing whatever I'm going to do. And the moment that you do that, do you know that when you do that, your entire body goes into a state of shock, like a fight or flight sympathetic nervous system, where basically it's like we are sending stressful chemicals, neurotransmitters are being flooded through our bodies, and we're training our body to feel that way. And we go about this throughout our entire day, and we just don't even think about it. We just think that it's natural to feel like that all the time. A state of stress, anxiety, constant go, go, go. There's not enough time, and then what happens is we push, and then all of a sudden what happens? You crash, right? And then you need coffee, you need stimulants, you need whatever those drugs are in that, pharmacy that we take to react and respond to our environment. So in this case, we don't actually have power over the environment. We don't have power over the world. We are in reaction and in response to the environment. And so we need medication, we need pills, we need coffee, we need all those things in order to get us through the day, right? Big old Monster energy drinks, whatever it is that you do, sugar, cookies, whatever it is. And as we do that, as we spoon feed ourselves with those chemicals, it's basically training our body to feel good by taking those things. And so what we're doing is we're allowing the body to become the mind, in a sense that, like, no longer do I have control over my destiny, but rather I need sugar, I need tobacco, I need caffeine, I need alcohol in order to feel what, right? In order to feel in harmony, in order to feel in oneness, in order to feel limitless, in order to feel like I can achieve anything, I need this. And so we have these scripts, right? These old storylines that we run through our mind of what it is that we need in order to feel good, right? But the ultimate thing that I've been doing with this 21-day meditation challenge, which, by the way, I think we're in day 7 now here in Bali. I believe it's the 7th. And we're leading up 21 days up until the 21st, which is the winter solstice. And on the winter solstice, it's the shortest day of the year, right? It's a time when nature, at least in the northern hemisphere, goes super deep into yin. It goes super deep in, and it brings its energy back into the core, right? And that's what we are mimicking here. We're doing a biomimicry meditation practice for 21 days where we're saying, okay, at some point in the day, I, Jonathan, or you, state your name, make the commitment to meditate every single day. Even if it's only for 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. You're just making that commitment to pulling your energy in just like nature, right? We're listening to our true nature. We're coming back to our true nature, and we're tuning in to that inner guidance system. In a similar way that birds are entrained to the gravitational field and to the resonance and the frequency of the vibration of the earth, when they fly around the earth and they move with those patterns of their migration, they're actually tuned in to the earth. They're not listening and saying, hey, they're not just feeling in, they're cold-blooded, it's like they're literally, they have these little receptors, just like dolphins, send sonic information to each other. They're tuned in, and so are we. And we have this little magical pineal gland that is a receptor of frequency. Did you know that your pineal gland is actually covered in crystals, which are salt crystals, and that when you do your meditation practice and you quiet down the mind and you tune into that pineal gland, you're actually tuning into frequency that is beyond the speed of light. It's fascinating. I've been tuning into this on a daily basis. And so when we make that leap, when we start to explore, okay, what is beyond the reaction and moving beyond the medication and moving into meditation, suddenly we become aware that we are the curator and the cocktail. We're like the bartender of Darwin's pharmacy here. You are the neural cocktail bartender of your own Darwin's pharmacy. And that means that in any moment, there are thousands of neurotransmitters in your body that are healthy neurotransmitters that help your body heal. And what would it feel like if you were to tune into that energy and that potential? What would it feel like if you were to flush your body with neurotransmitters and emotions that were healing your body rather than being in a state of fight, flight, anxiety, but rather moving your body more into a state of a parasympathetic nervous system response where you take a deep breath and you just let it go, and you kind of like let the energy flow through your body. And it's so funny because like I tune into this for my own self, and when I do this, there's this constant battle of the sympathetic fight or flight and the parasympathetic rest and digest. And I take that deep breath and I relax, and then there's this little like sympathetic nervous system that wants to just like, but wait, I gotta like protect myself from a lion or from from some sort of animal that's gonna attack me subconsciously, right? And so there's this balance there of the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system that we come into a dance with. And that is the purpose of the meditation, and that is the purpose of doing breath work in your meditation, is to cultivate that clarity and begin to train your body on a neurochemical level. Start to train your body. Now, once you start doing this enough, when I was in meditation today, I was tuning in and I activated what many call the prana tube, which is the prana tube is like from here to your root chakra, and it's a tube of energy. Some would call like the spine, right? The spine is a tube of energy, and you've got your spinal column with like spinal fluid, and all that fluid is inside your spine, and it goes all the way up into the ventricles of your brain, and that fluid is being flushed around. And I've been doing this breathwork practice and just feeling and realizing that, wow, because I've been doing this practice, there's something called the reticular formation, which is like it's like all of the neural circuitry that's being built from your brain down to your body, and the reaction that takes place. Like, it's like, how are you training your brain and body to feel on a regular basis? Like, what's the state of energy? What's the state of being, right? What's that energy experience? And because remember, the brain creates an electrical signal that cascades down the spine into the body, triggering an electrochemical vibrational impulse that cascades through the whole body. So electrochemical, vibrational impulse, right? So electrochemical meaning electric being thought, chemical being emotion, vibrational being like we are in a vibrational reality. We're in a frequency. We are literally emitting light. Our bodies are made of atoms, which are literally frequency, right? And so electrochemical vibrational impulse. Right? What is that state of feeling that you're in right now? And can you bring yourself into a state of bliss and ecstasy like that? Do you have the capacity to bring yourself into a state of bliss and tranquility instantly, moving from fight or flight to master of your destiny, feeling that magic in every cell in your body, right? And sometimes I even sing like that to override the pain body, to override the subconscious anxiety and pain, the fight or flight, because I mean, I'm human and my body is in a constant state of fight or flight, right? Because my whole job, other than to procreate, is to survive, right? That's my purpose in life. And so at least that's what my body tells me, right? So I need to save as much money and resources as possible in order to, you know, survive. And I need my box with my things so I can be in a state of, you know, whatever. And so pretty much the reticular formation is that, like, what thoughts have you been thinking and feeling? The reticular formation is the actual like neural chemistry and the neural pathways that are created and bound together inside your body, and the state at which the body and brain feel and react and respond to the environment. Does that make sense? So it's like if you were to physically weave together a neural network web between your brain and your body, we would call that reticular formation. And then the reticular activation system, otherwise known as RAS, is the response system it's almost like the associated instant response. So it's like the activation system that is naturally there. It's always going to be ready to respond, go into fight or flight, or catch yourself and go into a state of bliss and ecstasy. Which, you know, you also have that option. I'm just realizing that my phone is standing up on this thing right now, and if it falls over, it's going to go to this, like, pit of doom. and that's my reticular activation system being like, hey, wake up. Potentially fight or flight situation. Become aware, right? Become aware. Become awareness. Good morning. It's okay. She's sweeping my meditation bench. So we're creating new neural circuitry, and so basically the idea is that meditation is the solution, not medication. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have taken pills for anxiety in the past. I used to do that because I was so unconscious and so incapable of taking control of my own life and body, my own mind and body. Mind not just being here, but mind being in the body. How do you feel? What is the feeling that you identify with as, like, hey, how's it going? I'm Jonathan. I'm sad, or I'm frustrated, or I'm anxiety, or I'm in a state of bliss and ecstasy and oneness with creation. Like, whoa, that's pretty interesting. You know, and you always tell when you meet those people who are like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh my God, it's freaking amazing, you know, and it's just like la da 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 da, and you're just like in the clouds, right? And then there's people who are like really grounded and are like, I'm feeling, really grounded and centered and la da 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 da, and then you're like, and then you can hear it when people are like, oh, I'm okay, you know. It's like there's a sense of like energy being held onto the words, and so even the words that we speak are transmitting frequency in our communication. And so as we make this leap from medication to meditation, and we start to cultivate that reticular activation system of thoughts and feelings and emotions that are the emotions that we want to feel, we start to build strength and capacity to hold that and transmit that frequency in our conversations. And how is that going to affect your business? How is that going to affect your relationships? How is that going to affect your leadership? How is that going to affect the promotions you get at work, or the elevation of your life and life experience, right? Because when we're in a state of fight or flight, and we're flooding the body with those harmful emotional chemicals, we are flushing the body with that, and then the body is getting actually neurologically addicted to those hormones. You realize that? That we get subconsciously addicted to the hormones of anxiety. And we're like, oh my God, like constant fight or flight, then all of a sudden you get home and you're like, holy shit. Like you either feel exhausted, or you feel burnt out, or you feel like you gotta keep working, right? Because that's all you know how to do. And I know a few people like this. That are like so addicted. I mean, me being one of them, like my father works very hard. He's a very hard worker, and he always works hard. And I have a very solid work ethic in a sense that I will fucking work my ass off until my ass literally falls off. Well, maybe not literally, but you know what I mean. Kimberly says, and I need that gone. My last year has been very rough, and that fight and flight has been here for a year. I feel you, sister. I feel you. I know the feeling. I had to make a shift. I had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore. And you know what? Like, I woke up, I used to stay up late at night, and I used to just work my ass off late at night and work. And like, there's the whole like Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about like, you gotta hustle, and like, if you're an entrepreneur, you have between 5 p.m. and 2 a.m. to, make shit happen and to make shift happen and get stuff done, But now I'm like in this state of like, I wanna wake up early before all the energy, before all the Rajasic energy of the world, before all the, the phones fire up and people are making calls, and not to say that I'm in reaction to those experiences, because I don't, I'm transcending frequency, but like ultimately I had to slow down, and every morning when I wake up, I meditate for anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, and it's just like, it's so healing. And my goal is to get to that state of just like total healing, total oneness, total like a joy for life. I want to get to a point where I fall in love with life, I fall in love with love, I fall in love with my future, and get to that point where I'm just like almost having catharsis. It's like catharsis on command, right? Imagine if you could press a button and be like, catharsis now. Catharsis is like the moment of like, the moment of deciding to change, the moment of deciding to heal. It's kind of like a breakdown and rebuild at the same time. It's like the lowest point, and you say, no, from this moment forward, I'm going to begin healing. From this moment forward, I commit. I have all of that. I'm happy and fulfilled and excited for my life. Yes, yes, yes. What species of ear flower is that? This one grew naturally. It actually came from my butt, and then I put it in my ear. No, I'm just kidding. This is a plumeria, and these are my favorite flowers. These are all over Hawaii, and every time I come to Bali or anywhere tropical, these things grow, and they smell so good. Oh my God, love you guys. What's up, Dave? What's up, Dave? Chicky. Haha, love you guys. Love you. So basically, long story short, 21 days of meditation. We're in day 6 or 7 right now, depending on what part of the world you're in. And I really encourage you to go on this journey, to go yin, to bring your energy back yin. Remember that we're always putting our energy out. We're spreading ourselves thin. And when we're out in like summertime, we're putting our energy out. The summer is all about fire and growth and putting yourself out there. The fall is about shedding layers. So we're shedding layers. We're saying, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I don't need this other stuff. I don't need these things that no longer serve me. We're going into winter where we bring our energy in back to our core, And then we're going to reflect on the year. We're going to say, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what do we want to change, what do we want to carry with us? And as we shift into the new year, that's when the new energy starts to emerge from us. And so this is us tilling the soil of our body and minds, beginning to refine our subconscious mind, the mind and the body that we used to not know, but now we are realizing that it's running the show. So remember and remind yourself who you are, because you are the consciousness driving the car. No longer reacting to other drivers on the road, but just driving in your own lane, going with the flow, or something like that. Love you guys so much. Hope this transmission has stirred up something in your consciousness kitchen, or in the cauldron of the cosmic creation of your infinite connection with oneness. Be in it, see in it, perceive in it, breathe in it. I love you guys. Do you want to check out what Yoga Barn is? Yoga Barn is pretty cool. This place right here, so pretty much, I'm just going to take you guys on a little Yoga Barn tour. So pretty much Yoga Barn is a mecca. This place is the mecca of yoga in Bali. And every Friday night they have ecstatic dance. Up there are the different cafes. They've got a bunch of housing and accommodation, and then this is the kind of like the center where they do yoga, and they have like morning practice this morning. And usually when they have ecstatic dance, they sell out dance every single day. Like literally every Friday and Sunday sells out ecstatic dance. I think they can only have like 150 people, and so pretty much everyone lines up from here out to here, and so it's just like really cool vibe where you get to just like meet people. And let's see what's over here. This is all new. They built a lot of new stuff around here. Oh, nice. This is a nice little meditation zone. I might use this one tomorrow. And one of the things that I love about Bali is that it's just so gorgeous, and like everywhere you go, it's like these little zones, and you can just chill in them, and you don't have to like live there. You can literally just walk around. You can go to these like 5-star hotels that feel like that rich Balinese style, and it's just like you can just walk right in and chill out. Dave says, why don't I have ear pods yet? It's because I literally do not want more frequency inside of my brain. That's the whole reason. They look cool, but man, it's like they are little receptors of frequency, and it's not the frequency that I'm creating, you know? And you put them right in your brain. Like, I don't know. When I saw Apple do that, I was like, are they literally trying to like control our brain? Is that what we're going towards right now? Wow, look at this. Look at these offerings here, you guys. Okay, yoga teacher training, power yoga, sacred sound and voice, meditation teacher training, shamanic yoga. This is my buddy Levi Banner. He's my homeboy. School of Sacred Arts. So like lots of stuff here. This is just the mecca. Handstands and movement camp, shamanic breath work. It's with Levi, I believe. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little vibe here. And I'm gonna show you guys later the spot that I'm staying. It's pretty cool. It's like this little. It feels like a Rapunzel tower. Honestly, it's a 4-story circular tower. I'm at the top room, and it's so cool. It's pretty cool. It's like this tiny little room, and it looks over all of Ubud. I've never been that high in Ubud. And well, I mean, I'm sober. Yeah. Private area. And then they redesigned this whole area. This place in the daytime, like once it starts waking up, it just is so amazing. What a perfect way to start the day, you guys. Just meditating for, I think I did a solid, what time is it? I think I did a good hour, maybe 45 minutes. Cool little zone here. And as you can see, it's just like everywhere you go, It's in the jungle. You are just in the jungle. Awesome, you guys. So, until next time, so much love. 21 days of meditation. 21 days of taking all your medication. Don't let your doctor down. Don't let Dr. John down. Meditate, don't medicate. Yo, much love. Peace.